Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Killer Swag 216, and I'm back at y'all with a brand new video, man. I've been gone for a little minute, what I'm saying, making content, but as you can see, your boy is back. I had to drop this video for y'all, you know what I'm saying, because it's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long, 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 long time. So, without further ado, let's get right to it, man. Y'all see the title. Y'all seen the thumbnail of this video, so you already know what we about to talk about. The clapback heard around the world. Chris Rock finally gets his payback. And all I got to say is, oh man, it was nothing short of spectacular. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people go be like, "Oh man, the jokes he was saying it wasn't really that funny, man. It was alright, man. He could have did better." But the fact of the matter is, the dude finally decided to speak on what everyone was waiting for him to talk about for this whole time ever since that happened at the Oscars. Now, in case a lot of y'all don't really know what's going on or been living under a rock for the past year, why don't I refresh your memory? Now, Chris Rock, famous comedian, one of the funniest comedians, one of the goats of the comedic world, you know what I'm saying? He was on the Oscars presenting the award. I forget to who because I wasn't really watching, you know what I'm saying? I don't really watch a lot of TV like that. So, but yeah, he was on there presenting, and he said a joke about Jada Pinkett. Now, we're gonna get to Jada Pinkett a little bit later in this video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, so he was up there trying to present an award. Next thing you know what I'm saying, after he said his joke about Jada being G.I. Jane, playing G.I. Jane 2 or whatever, Will Smith, of course, got all bold and decided to go up there and slap the dude. Now, when I originally found out about this slap, my sister sent me the video clip. She texted to me. Because, like I said, I wasn't really watching it. So I was just like, it is what it is. And when I watched it, a part of me was just like, man, this looks it looked fabricated to me. It looked kind of phony. It looked fake to me, you know. But a lot of people kept telling me that it was real, it was real, it was this, it was that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm still gonna keep my suspicions, but at the same time, let me just dispel this. Let's run with it for right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with it. So Will slaps Chris Rock, and of course, Will got a hell of a lot of backlash over it. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. Like, dude, you went up there and slapped a guy who you literally could have beat the crap out of with no problem at all. Cause Chris Rock said in his special, like, Will is twice as big as Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? The dude works out. He has abs of steel. You know what I'm saying? This man's been in countless action movies over the years. So, I mean, you could not get them too confused with anybody. So that's just what it is. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, Will caught a lot of backlash for what happened and stuff like that. And a lot of people, including myself, I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of people was waiting on a response from Chris Rock. Now, before we get to the response of Chris Rock, let me take y'all down memory lane as to how we ended up getting to this point in the first place. Now, this all started back in 2020. Now, a lot of people remember what happened in 2020. Like, 2020 was not necessarily a great year for me. I may touch on it in a later video, but it's still too open. It's the wound is still cut too deep for me to talk about that. But everybody knows what happens as far as like globally. So, but this is not that type of video. We're not going to talk about that. We're not even about to get into that. All right. This is about Will, Chris Rock, and essentially Jada. So that's what we're going to stick to. Okay. So, for the majority of 2020, old boy August Alsina, R&B singer, he had a couple cuts back in the day. I ain't gonna lie, but August Alsina, he came out, told the world that he had he had some fun. I should say he had some fun with Jada Pinkett. Now, originally, Jada Pinkett denied all of this. Like she wasn't trying to own up to it, or she kept lying, saying nothing happened between him and her. He's just making this up. She don't know what he's talking about. It's just nothing but a bunch of lies. You know what I'm saying? Just nothing but a bunch of lies. But I would say maybe a week or two after that, August Alsina decides to do another interview, and this time he gets very descriptive of what went down between him and Jada. Like he told it all. He even came out on a limb and said that he was in love with her. And I'm like, oof. I'm just thinking to myself like this is crazy for a man to come out and say that he's in love with another man's wife. Like this is crazy. Now, of course, even though it was never really, talked about as much, everybody always speculated that Will and Jada was in an open marriage, meaning that they could pretty much do whatever they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that note. But yeah. And so the point of the matter is it got to the point where Jada couldn't deny it anymore. She had to come clean. And the way she came clean, wow. She literally had her husband, Will Smith, sit across from her during the red table talk to talk about everything that happened between her and August. And then, of course, she wanted to use the word entanglement. That's why the whole 2020, everybody's favorite word was entanglement, 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 entanglement. It's like, I hated that word for that whole year. I can't speak for the people that's going to be watching this. So if you was a fan of it, I'm not sorry for hating it. So it is what it is. The fact of the matter is, she was telling everybody how she had entanglement. And you could tell the whole time that she was telling this story, like, Will just looked so defeated. Like he really did. He looked like he was hurt. He was genuinely hurt by this. And after all of that went down, after the red table talk was over, after it was put out to the world, everybody saw it. Will got clowned for that. Will was he was the meme of 2020. Like dude was he was plastered on every meme you could think of. Like shoot, I think he even had a crying Jordan face on his face. You know what I'm saying? A dry, you know what I'm saying. Like this dude was the butt of everybody's jokes. Everybody in Hollywood was calling him the B word. Everybody was going in on this dude. Everybody was acting like this dude was soft. You know what I'm saying? Like people was really going in on this guy, like for real, for real. And I know that had to get to him because I mean he was the butt of everybody's jokes for all of 2020 and the majority of 2021. So because everybody's looking at it like how is this dude gonna let his woman mess around not just with a young August Alsina, but this dude was her son's best friend. Like that's a different kind of I can't even think of the word for it, man. That's just how bad it is. But and I know that that really had to get to Will. I could imagine it did because he had to walk in so many different circles. People probably was whispering it under their breaths every time he went for an interview. People probably was looking at him in a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like it probably got to him. And then when it got to the Oscars last year, and Chris Rock said what he said, I think that's just when he finally snapped. He just lost it, and he took his anger, his aggression that he should have took out on the people that was going at him, especially a guy like August Alsina. He definitely should have took it out on him, but he took it out on Chris Rock, the dude that actually gave a damn about him. That's the craziest part. Like he really gave a damn about Will Smith's well-being, but that was the dude he chose to hit, and dude took quite a lot of verbal backlashes from a lot of comedians. A lot of people called him soft for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Will had to go on a big apology tour saying how sorry he was for doing that to Chris and this, that, or whatever. But of course, Everybody and their mama was waiting on the clapback. Everybody was waiting on that clapback. Everybody. But every comedy show he did after that, he never mentioned it. He may have threw a little hints, threw a little clues in there every once in a while, but he never spoke on it. But of course, anybody who really knew that he wasn't gonna talk about that unless a bag was attached to it. Meaning, he ain't gonna talk about that unless he getting paid. And boy, did he get paid for that Netflix special, boy. Like I said, that man dropped a whole lot of stuff in that show. Like, and people was telling me all this past weekend, like, dude, you need to watch that. You need to see that. Like, because the past couple of specials that Chris Rock had, I seen, because Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians. I love the guy, you know what I'm saying? He's funny, he's talented, and plus, he can make you think. Like he can make you laugh, but he also can make you think about a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just he hitting you in the funny bone, ha ha. Like he'll really have you thinking about some stuff. Like you know what, this comedian might be on to something. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, a lot of comedians are like that. Don't get me wrong, because he learned from the best. He learned from like a Red Fox. He learned from like a Robin Harris. He learned from a Paul Mooney. He learned from a lot of people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so he learned from those type of comedians that can make you think. You know what I'm saying? So the last couple of specials, especially like the tambourine one, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing to go crazy over or whatever, but it was one of his weaker ones to me. You know what I'm saying? Cause let's be for real, Bring the Pain was a good one, but my favorite ones was Bigger and Blacker and Never Scared. Like them was my favorite ones out of his stand-ups. All of them. Like Kill the Messenger, it was up there, but Bring the Pain, Bigger and Blacker, and Never Scared couldn't touch him, man. Couldn't touch him. But back to what I was saying, dude, he kept sprinkling it throughout the entire special about so he didn't want to make no rappers upset. Like he kept hinting at it, kept hinting at it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, like I said before, people was telling me you need to see, you need to see it. So I said, you know what? Let me check this out. Let me check this video out. So I watched it. Like I said, he was talking about a lot of things, selective outrage, which we're going through a lot of that in this society, for real, for real. But anyway, he was talking about that. He was talking about a lot of other things, but he kept hinting around talking about the Will Smith situation. And I'm like, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I don't know. Is tonight gonna be the night? Is this gonna be the special? He finally says something about it because he kept touching on it, but he never really went into it like that. But the last 10 minutes of that special, dude went ham. Like, dude went ham. Like, for real, for real. Like, he was laying it all out there. He was putting it all out there. Talking about, like, how he felt like everybody called him the B word because of what happened with Jada and this, that, and the third. And then, saying how how he gonna slap me when I was the one that really cared about you and stuff like that. Like, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Like, if you don't watch the entire special, go to the final 10 minutes of it. It's pure gold. Like, cause I don't want to butcher the joke. I don't want to say it wrong, so I ain't gonna even try to repeat a lot of it. But dude was going in on him, man. He was going in on him, and in my opinion, rightfully so. Because dude has been quiet about that whole situation for over a year. Haven't said a word. Will went on his apology tour. Jada said some things here and there, even threw Will under the bus. But Chris Rock haven't said anything. His brother said something about it. His mom said something about it. Everybody in the comedy world says something about it. Chris stayed quiet. Now, like I said, it was probably because of it had to be a bag attached to it before he started saying anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the fact of the matter is, dude said that stuff and it was pure gold. It was pure gold, man. And like I said, and rightfully so, because at the end of the day, like, you don't embarrass a man on live TV on the biggest stage of entertainment, which is the Oscars, and expect somebody not to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be serious. Like, Will had it coming. He had it coming. And then, like, I heard recently talking about, like, he felt the comedy special was distasteful and I wish Chris would let it go and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, why would he let it go? It happened to him. It happened to him. Why in the world would he want to let it go? Because at the end of the day, he never got to speak on it. So you're telling somebody who really was a victim because of your anger to tell him to be quiet and not speak on something that happened to him in front of millions of people, thousands of people in attendance, millions around the world, and you know everybody watched the replay. Everybody got clips of it in their phone, their tablets, wherever the hell you can watch this stuff. And you're telling this man he can't say anything? And then, like I said, we about to touch on Jada right now. This is all Jada's fault. And I know a lot of people like, oh man, you need to leave Jada alone. She ain't did nothing to nobody. This all happened because of her. The whole entanglement thing. Will ain't going out there messing around on her like that. And even if he did, you ain't never heard about it. Will ain't that sloppy. Even if he was out here being unfaithful, you ain't heard that man getting into nothing with any woman. Or, no, I'm not even about to touch on that. I ain't even about to touch on that, man. But like I said, let's just say I heard things. All right. But yeah, like, Will ain't never put his business out there. You never could find a story of Will messing around on anybody. You just can't find it. And the reason why I feel like Jada could do what she did to Will and probably not feel no guilt towards it whatsoever, she's still in love with Tupac. Now I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Man, Tupac been dead for over 20 something years, man. She can't be in love." I'm like, but the way that she feels about Tupac, she don't feel that way for any other man. She don't feel that way for the man that she married. I mean, there's been stories coming around like she didn't even want to marry this dude. And this was on her wedding day. Like, I really want y'all to think about that. Like, her mom even came out and said that she didn't want to marry this dude. But Will was madly in love with her. Madly in love with her. He went through the fire, the rain, the storm, the hurricane, the tornadoes. He went through all of that for this girl, and yet she's still in love with a man she'll never see again. And it's even got so bad to the point to where his daughter, when she was a kid, wrote a letter to Tupac talking about, I wish you could come back so you can make me and mommy happy and take us away. Like, really? Now, how would a little girl at that time even know about something like that without somebody telling her? And you know Will ain't gonna tell her. So, and Will has even said it multiple times how jealous he was of the relationship that she had with Pac. So, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all Jada, man. And I mean, if she really wasn't trying to mess with Will like that, I think she could have just told him straight up, like, look, I ain't feeling you like that. You not my type, blah, 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 blah. But I think the fact because dude was a mega box office smash superstar and he had all of the cachet and all that you could think, she probably just looked at it like, hey, psh, he gonna get all of us paid, so I might as well stick with him. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is on that note, man. But like I said, comedy special was classic. And I advise anybody to go check it out. If you don't want to see the whole thing, just go to the last 10 minutes and you will see what I'm talking about if you haven't already. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all in this video, man. Make sure that you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know that if you've seen the comedy special, or if you didn't, just get back. Just get in touch with me. Let me know what you think of the video or whatever. Make sure you share this video to anybody who you think will like or vibe with your boy. You know what I'm saying? And as always, man, I'm just here doing what I'm doing, giving my commentary on all this stuff going on out here, man. So salute to everybody that's watching this. Salute to everybody that's subscribed to me. Salute to everybody that leaves a comment in my videos on my community tab. All that stuff, man. Much love to each and every one of y'all. And Killer Swag is out the door. Peace out, y'all.